Good morning. I want to welcome you to day 2 of the 2025 JRDA playoffs for the female division. I want to introduce you to our officials today. We've got Bamtastic, El Torado Blanco, Mortal Kombat, Mike Sonoyes, Jin Scrummy, India, Diva, Hellbilly, and Moss Wild. And you do have Dropkick Daisy, All on Your Grill, Doom, Twist, Milk and Cookies, Lucy, Peter, and Lobo Cop. My name is Big Papa. Today I am joined by Ulrich von Hertem. So we're going to be your voices of reason, maybe. Chuckle, chuckle. So yeah, so keep getting ready to get this started. Got about a minute and 50. We're going to go ahead and put 30 minutes upon this board, get this taken care of. Agency up on that line for Foxtails. We were taking on Grim Reaper for the TKO. There's Wilson getting the first jam underway. Grim Reaper running outside on the inside, getting called for a cut track automatically. Agency's going to be your power jam on this one.
Jam 2. Lead Jam West Coast. Keep putting up 4 points. And Brown again.
Killer King trying to get through that front wall, makes it through, picks up another 4 points for the TKO. Bones working that front wall, ends the jam on this one. Turbo Tank on the line, going to be taking on Kamali. Very Lewis with the jam underway. Both jammers trying to get the inside line. Kamali having to recycle.
With 2 lockers to beat.
Oh, he goes ahead and calls it. Betty Bob taking on for 13. It's going to be Grim Reaper.
And Betty Bob down for Foxtails.
Big Jammer's going to be Betty Bob. For the Foxtails. Ends the gem on that one. Foxtails goes ahead and calls it. Looks like he have 4 points on that pass.
Looks like 3 to me, Papa.
3? Okay, that means I gotta go get my eyes checked again.
Well, or move over here where you can see the scoreboard.
Ah, that too. All right, Kamali up on that line. Could be taking on Bones. Bo's working that back wall. Molly working. Bo's working the front. Molly's working the back. Both cameras switch. Directional call. Foxtails. Molly coming out. Molly going to be your lead jammer for the TKOs.
Molly pulls away with 4 points. And another 4 points for Tamale.
Time loss call for the TKO. Molly goes ahead and calls it. Picking up 3 on that one. Ryan Terror up on that track to be skating, jamming for Foxtails. Will be taking on Grim Reaper for the TKO.
Terry will be your lead jammer.
Player call on the PKO. Initial pass from Grim Reaper. Terror goes ahead and calls it.
Agency jamming for Foxtails. Number 49, Killer Kiwi, jamming for the TKOs.
Agency will be your lead jammer for the Foxtails. Agency coming through, picking up 4 for the Foxtails. Power down for the Foxtails. Goes ahead and calls it. Picks up 4. That's going to give a power start for the Foxtails' next jammer.
Benny Bob jamming for Foxtails.
Betty Bop's going to be your lead jammer for the Foxtails. Betty Bop working on that outside line. Picks up 4 for the Foxtails. And the gentleman was called for directional on this one. No pass called. Betty Bop goes ahead and calls it.
Turbo Tank jamming for Foxtails.
Tinkerbell jamming for TKOs. Tinkerbell going to be your lead jammer for the TKOs.
Turbo Tank still working on that initial pass. Turbo Tank completes the initial pass. Tinkerbell through for 4. Turbo Tank through for 4.
Slamby going to be taking on Tiny Terror. Slamby coming through, going to be your lead jammer for the TKOs. Not to be outdone, Tiny Terror, initial pass. Slamby manages to pick up 1 point for the TKOs. Tinkerbell up on the line for the TKO is going to be taking on Agency for the Foxtails. Tinkerbell is going to be your lead jammer for the TKOs.
Agency completes the initial pass.
Tinkerbell goes ahead and calls it. Turbo Tank taking on Grim Reaper.
Tiki Torture in the box for TKOs.
West Coast picking up 4 on that pass. Tamale up on that line.
42 points West Coast, 30 points Foxtails.
Just under 12 minutes left, getting ready to go into jam number 14. Team timeout called by the Foxtails. Each team does get 3 team timeouts per period, lasting 1 minute. All right, that ends the team timeout. Tamale up on that line for the TKOs. Going to be taking on Betty Bop for the Foxtails.
Molly forced out of bounds on the inside, recess behind the pack. Betty Bob, your lead jammer for the Foxtail. And Betty Bob calls off the jam before Tamale can get back and score. Bell jam for West Coast.
Agency up on that line for Foxtails. Agency finding that outside line, going to be your lead jammer for the Foxtails. Grim Reaper going to be taking on Moxie. Grim Reaper is going to be your lead jammer for the TKOs. Grim Reaper coming through, picking up another 4 points. Grim Reaper coming through, picking up 4 for the TKOs. Cut track called for Moxie. That's going to give a power jam over to TKOs. That's going to turn into a power start for the next jammer for the TKOs.
Tamale lining up to jam for TKOs.
Tamale's going to be your lead jammer for the TKOs. High blocks called. Tamale coming through, picking up another 4 points for the TKOs.
Hellcat forcing Tamale out of bounds on the inside.
All right, official timeout called. Why? Because Tornado Blanco says so.
That's right.
And he's actually not doing a signal for official timeout. It's like a giant heart. Because he just wants to love everybody and give everybody a big cuddle. He's a cuddly guy.
I thought he was checking his backpack straps.
Well, I always thought about that, but he's got no backpack.
Well, that's why he's confused and checking on him.
Oh, you know what? That could be it. You know, because he got up so early this morning.
So early.
So early, yes. See, he actually doesn't know if he's going to be a jam ref or a biker. Because, you know, he could be a jam reffing biker, you know.
Could be.
Well, could be.
You never know.
You never know, yeah. So 58-37 in favor of West Coast. We got 6 minutes and 1 second left in the first period, going into jam number 18. I want to give a shout out to our streaming crew, giving you some really good pictures, multiple angles. right, that ends the official timeout. Again, 58-37 in favor of the TKO. 6 minutes, 1 second left on the first period.
Killer Kiwi versus Betty Bop on the jammer line.
Betty Bop's going to be your lead jammer for the Foxtails, not to be outdone. Killer Kiwi right there. Goes ahead and calls it. Killer Kiwi manages to pick up 2. Betty Bop picks up 1. Agency up on the line for the Foxtails, going to be taking on Grim Reaper for the TKOs. Grim Reaper coming out of turn 1, going to be your lead jammer for the TKOs. Grim Reaper coming through, picking up another 4 points for the TKOs. Ends the jam on that one. Tamale taking on Tiny Terror. Tamale coming on the outside, going to be your lead jammer for the TKOs.
Tamale forced out of bounds on the inside by number 698, Bad Mama Gemma.
Tamale shooting up on the inside lane, picking up 4 for the TKOs. Ends the jam on that one.
Under 2 minutes to go in this period. 76 TKOs, 38 Foxtails. Penny Rebel jamming for the Foxtail.
Official timeout called. Double checks our penalties. That ends the team timeout on the official timeout on this one. (76-38), going into jam number 21. Lead jammer is going to go to the Foxtails. That's going to be Penny Rebel. Penny Rebel picking up 4. Burlplower getting called for a penalty. Penny Rebel coming through for Foxtails, picking up 4. Killer Kiwi getting knocked on the outside, having a recycle. Ends the jam on that one. This should take us to halftime. We'll double check on that one.
The scoreboard does say intermission on it.
Oh, we're just waiting for El Tornado Blanco to give us the actual whistle on that one. So 80-49 in favor of the TKOs. Foxtails picking up 11 on that last jam. TKOs picking up 4.
And now it's halftime.
All right, go ahead and stretch your legs, and we'll be back here momentarily, getting you into the second period. 80-49 in favor of the Foxtails. Sorry, 80-49 in favor of TKOs. chewy. Okay.
You just loosen up my teeth. You know,
Yeah.
have to run the bathroom and put more glue in.
Oh, okay.
I had a peanut butter sandwich this morning. I'll be all right for a little while.
Okay.
Y'all like stickers? Memorial of today's game. Well, I'm looking for the. It's one we give our officials, so it's me and logo on there. But
What can I do for you, my friend?
do you like stickers?
Oh, love stickers.
So this is what we did for the officials,
Okay.
and you guys are welcome to. And we had a.
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Thank you. I like that. That's nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Coming back to action, 80-49 in favor of TKOs. Grim Reaper up on the line for the TKOs. Going to be taking on Agency for the Foxtails. That's a whistle to get the second period underway. Agency trying on the outside, but gets stopped. Grim Reaper getting the penalty. That's going to give a power jam over to Agency. Agency is going to be your lead jammer for the Foxtails. Agency coming through, picking up 4 for the Foxtails. Cut track called for TKO. It's going to give a power jam over to the Foxtails. Agency goes ahead and calls it. Penny Rebel up on the line for the Foxtails, going to be in a power start. Official timeout called. Visiting your family on Thanksgiving?
I think I'm going to come back in time for Thanksgiving.
Oh, good.
I hate missing Thanksgiving.
Penny Rebel back up on that line again. It's a power start for the Foxtails. Penny Rebel coming through, going to be your lead jammer for the Foxtails. Grim Reaper trying to take a line on the inside, makes it through. That's going to be the initial pass. Penny Rebel goes ahead and calls it, picking up 4 for the Foxtails. Tamale taking on Tiny Terror. Both jammers go down, having to recover. Tiny Terror hitting that back wall, Tamale hitting that front wall. Tamale getting called for a cut track. That's going to give a power jam over to Tiny Terror. No pass, no foul for Tiny Terror.
Tiny Terror through, lead jammer. Okay, thank you.
4 points for the Foxtails. Tiny Terror goes ahead and calls it. All right, we do have bout shots going around. Be sure to check out the skaters with the bout shouts. First bout shout of the day is going to be Grim Reaper number 113. I couldn't be more proud from Mom. Bones on the line, going to be taking on Tinkerbell. This official timeout brought to you by Bout Shouts. You can make Big Papa say mostly anything for $1.
Almost anything.
Almost, like I said, almost anything. Not like my co-announcer who gives me a monologue.
Just a little one.
Just a little one, you know. West Coast 80, Foxtails 67. Getting ready to go into jam number 4. 25:06 left on the clock. I still remember that. It was face creaming that you gave us those monologues. I just love that. That was hilarious. I think it was like my second.
All right, we're back. Bones versus Tinkerbell on the jammer line.
Bones gets called for a cut track. That's going to give a power jam over to TKOs. Tinkerbell's got a power jam and the lead jammer. Tinkerbell coming through, picking up 4. Foxtail sitting there trying to bridge that gap. End of the power jam. Pack is back at full strength. Tinkerbell picking up another 4 points for the TKOs. Tinkerbell with another 4 points for the TKOs.
Hellcat released from the box, back on track.
Tinkerbell goes ahead and calls it. Killer Kiwi coming up on the line for the TKOs, going to be taking on Agency for the Foxtails. Agency shooting up on that inside lane, going to be your lead jammer for the Foxtails.
Agency forced out of bounds on the inside. Ends the jam on this one.
All right, don't forget, we got bout outs going on.
And we have another bout shout for Rapunzel. Congratulations on your junior derby career. So proud of you. We love you, Chad and Janet.
(93-67) in favor of the TKOs. 21-12 left on the clock. Getting ready to go into jam number 5. We are in an official timeout. All right, that ends the official timeout. Back to action. Tiny Terror up on the line, going to be taking on Tamale. Tamale pushing on that front wall. Tamale coming all the way through, going to be your lead jammer for the TKOs.
Molly powers through for 4 points. Molly through for another 4.
Ends the power jam. Tamale back on the track. Ends the jam on this one. Tinkerbell trying to go on the inside, comes through. It's going to be no pass, no foul. Lead jammer status still open. Coming through, that's going to be Foxtails taking that lead jammer status. That's going to be Tiny Terror, number 107 for the Foxtails. Tiny Terror coming through, picking up 4 for the Foxtails. Directional called on the TKOs. Tiny Terror picking up another 4 for the Foxtails.
Tiny Terror glides through up the inside for another 4. And another 4 for Tiny Terror.
Tinkerbell getting knocked on the inside, having to recycle. That ends that one. Tinkerbell managing to pick up 4 on that pass.
Betty Bop versus Killer Kiwi on the jammer line.
The jammer is going to go to the TKOs. That's going to be Killer Kiwi.
The jammer Betty Bop now enjoying a power jam. Betty Bop powers through up the inside for another 4 points.
That's going to end the power jam for the Foxtails. (109-105). Foxtails picking up 15 on that pass.
Really
14.
closing the gap.
14,
one good jam apart with these two teams now.
Just 4 points right now. Slamby going to be taking on Penny Rebel. 14:25 left. Going into an official timeout. Again, 109-105 in favor of the TKOs. 14:22 left in the bout. Going into jam number.
And now a special reminder, folks, the code of conduct is in effect. Please do not call any penalties from the stands.
Yes, we are giving you a break by giving you the warning. Again, this is JRDA, only positive cheering for the skaters. Again, Slamby going to be taking on Penny Rebel. That's going to end the official timeout. Slamby coming up on the inside lane, going to be your lead jammer for the TKOs. Slamby goes ahead and calls it. Grim Reaper taking on Bones. Lead jammer going to be TKOs. That's going to be Grim Reaper, your lead jammer.
Grim Reaper finds Severa on the outside and glides through for 4. Grim Reaper forced out of bounds on the inside, has to reset a little.
Cut track called for Grim Reaper. That's going to give a power jam over to the Foxtails. Initial pass for Bones. Ends the jam on this one. Bout shout going out to Sugar Rush. Sugar Rush from Mom. .120, 114, 11 minutes left in the bout. Going into jam number 11. Going into a team timeout. Team timeout is for the Foxtails. This is going to be their second team timeout. Oh, shout out from our live chat from SoCal Skater Fam, commenting on how well this bout is. We've got 6 points separating each other. 10 minutes, 50 seconds left. Penny Rebel with a power start. Penny Rebel gets called on a cut track on this one. That's going to give a reverse power jam. One skater in, one skater out. Grim Reaper back on the track for the TKOs. That's going to end the power jam on this one.
Penny Rebel still working on that initial pass.
Star pass, new jammer for TKOs is Tamale. Tamale coming through on the initial pass. Tamale making that little apex jump coming through, picking up 4 for the TKOs. Tamale coming through, picking up another 4 for the TKOs. Star Pass, new jammer for the Foxtails is 1001, Girl Plower. Tamale picking up 4, Girl Plower picking up 4. This is going to be a slobber knocker till the end. Slamby up on that line, going to be taking on Agency.
132 TKOs, 114 Foxtails with 8.5 minutes to go.
Official timeout called. All right, we got a shout out coming to you from our chat, our live chat on the stream. Rainbow Bite kicks some Foxtails. I want to give a shout out to our live streaming crew, keeping us live and connected. And don't forget, we got bout outs going on. You got a poor little lonely skater out there yelling bout shouts, you know. Oh, also want to give you positive news. We were able to find forever homes for our raffle prizes last night. We appreciate that. I know we had a lot of raffle prizes up for adoption, so we got them all homed to their forever homes. All right, good. It looks like we're going to be getting our clock reset, the game clock to 8:19. So again, 132, 114, 8:19. Going into jam number 12. All right, there's the whistle, getting back to action here. Slamby's got the up on the line, going to be taking on Agency. Slamby is going to be your lead jammer for the TKOs. Comes out of that pack backwards, but you know what? Still gets that lead jammer. Agency getting hit. Going to be looks like a low block. Agency on the initial. Agency comes on the inside, picking up 4. Slamby picking up 4 on that one. Foxtails picking up 4 on that one. All right, just want to give a reminder, all celebration after the game is going to be at the far back wall. We want to make sure we clear the track so the next 2 teams can come on and get going, since we are on a strict schedule on this one. So again, all celebratory festivities are going to be at that back wall, so we can clear that track for the next 2 teams. Betty Bop on the line, going to be taking on Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell is going to be your lead jammer for the TKOs.
Tinkerbell through for 4. Daddy Bob answers with 4. Tinkerbell through another 4 points.
Legal contact called for the TKOs. Betty Bop picking up 4. That ends the jam. TKO's picking up 4 as well. Four minutes, 49 seconds left in the bout. Tiny Terror going to be taking on Tamale. Tamale getting caught on illegal contact, giving a power jam over to Tiny Terror for the Foxtails. Tiny Terror coming on the outside, going to be your lead jammer for the Foxtails.
Tiny Terror through for 4 points.
Tamale getting called on a cut track. Again, power jam back over to the Foxtails. Tiny Terror goes ahead and calls it. That's going to go ahead and freeze the jammer for the TKOs. Got a shout out on our live chat. Shout out to Dream Crusher. We love you. Bones up on that line. Moving into an official timeout, 151, 138, 2 minutes, 56 seconds left, going into jam number 14. And again, just a reminder, all your celebratory festivities are going to be against that back wall so we can clear that track for the next 2 teams coming on so they can warm up. I stand corrected. We're going into jam 15, not 14, because Big Papa can't read the scoreboard.
It says jam 14 on it.
It says jam 14, but we're going into jam 15.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because I think 15, if I'm not mistaken, comes after 14. Bones up on the line, going to get a power start.
Bones out of bounds on the inside, has to reset.
Ends the power jam. Tamale back on the track. Tamale coming through. Tamale gets a cut track. Nope. Lead jammer? Lead jammer for Tamale. Tamale coming through, picking up 4 points for TKOs. Bone still working on that back wall. Tamale coming through on the inside line, picking up 4 for the TKOs. Initial pass for the Bones. No packs called. .163, 142. Enough time for one more jam. Going into jam 16.
Penny Rebel jamming for Foxtails. Taken out of bounds by Bridge Burner.
Lead jammer is going to be Tinkerbell for TKOs, not to be outdone. Penny Rebel right there. Tinkerbell coming through, picking up 4, not to be outdone. Penny Rebel right there with 4 of their own. Tinkerbell coming through one more time, picking up 4. Bad Mama Jamma getting called. Tinkerbell goes ahead and calls it. Going into our unofficial score, 171-148, making sure we get that final score on this one. Again, West Coast 171, Foxtails 148. Again, all your celebratory festivals against that back wall so we can clear that track. That's the final score. West Coast 171, Foxtails 148.
What a game it was. Very close all day long.
Very close, all the way through. So shout out to both teams and their coaches. And then you got the chair over here if you need it. Again, all of our celebrations team is going to get a far wall. All the celebration against the far wall so we can clear the track for the next group. All right, guys, we're going to take it to the far wall for all of our celebrations. All right, let's go ahead and clear the track. Clear the track for the next group.